What's happening, folks? Hey, I wanted to touch base with you guys to just let you know I do appreciate everybody that likes and comments on the videos. That helps the algorithms, helps me get more views, so I do appreciate that. So, like and comment only takes a second or two, and appreciate the support. A couple things I wanted to kind of touch base with you on is, these manual swaps, they can actually be done in less than 24 hours. The thing that takes so long is when there's other things that need to be fixed, repaired, maintained, and stuff like that. So that turns them into a project, which is not a problem. It just is a project. And so if you want to kind of get a grip on stuff like that, don't forget that these videos are usually linked in a playlist. So you could pull up the playlist and see the process in several stages of getting this task done. Also, most of the videos in the description area has time estimates, normally how long it takes me to do it, and it has cost estimates, so you could actually see how much some of these different things will take in cost if you do it yourself, hire a mechanic to do it, or take it to the dealer to do it. Some of these tasks have the three estimates from the three sources. Of course, many of these videos was made pre-COVID, so they're at pre-COVID pricing, and for some reason, post-COVID pricing is crazy at shops and especially dealers. I've seen some dealers charge as much as $275 an hour. A tune-up hour job costs you 400 or 500 bucks. So take that in consideration. So hey, thanks for watching, and hey, don't forget the playlist, don't forget to like and comment, and let's get started on today's task. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Back at Uncle Steve's, we're going to kick off the day with doing this firewall mount. Then we're going to torque down these wheels. Then we're going to fix this rear hatch with a repair kit from IPD. And then we're going to tear the dash out of that silver car. Don't know if I'm going to have time to make it back to Hudson Valley to finish that yellow car, but we'll see what happens. And there it is, folks. The new mount is installed. Got some weird hardware here. Still looking for that bushing for there. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together after I clip that wire harness in there. It looks like this thing may be due a cabin air filter, man. That thing is jammed up. At least it's not rotted out, but it is jammed up. I'm going to dump that out and recommend another one. All done with the mount and putting the wipers on. This was the other mount, torn out all the way around. After I put that air box in and was putting in the air duct system from the fresh air to the box, I noticed several things that needed to be fixed. I made a bunch of notes. Besides that, we got this engine cover, and man, this is the wrong one. I was wondering why it didn't say 20 valve, and then I see it's short. So this is a RN engine cover. Needs to go back to FCP so they can get him the one for the N engine. Anyway, let me press on. I got to clear codes. ABS code, see what that is, the SRS code, and any other codes that was there. Go through those codes and then take this thing for a little test drive, see how it's running. The SRS code was for the steering wheel low circuit airbag, and the ABS code is the right front wheel sensor. So hopefully that'll be clear. I did unplug it to do the strut, plugged it back in. but I also replaced the ABS module. So let's see if that takes care of that. And let's go for a test drive. T5M, 274,000 miles. Still have an ABS light, still have an SRS light. I'm gonna scan and try to reset these one more time. We drove about a mile on this test drive. We are experiencing random pop-up rain showers. So we're gonna move this party inside and get to tearing this dash out. Try to get this AC running. Right now the AC compressor is not engaged. Car's running. AC is turned on. More, this car's got a Christmas tree too. I don't even understand it. Anyway, let me get this inside. Got all the tools out to dry. Time to get cracking. Got to pull the dash, evaporator. So all this stuff's got to come out, and all the stuff on the inside's got to come out. So I'm gonna start with the battery and all this stuff out here. What is that? Never seen one of those before. I'm sorry, this stuff doesn't need to come out. Just the battery disconnected. This stuff here needs to come out, because you got to take this line loose to get the evaporator line loose. Get that out. And I don't know why both of these cars have something jumped on this low pressure switch over here. Somebody's been hacking into this stuff. This vehicle has a blend door motor problem, and before I pull this dash out, I need to figure out which blend door motor has the issue, because it's going to be a lot easier to replace a blend door motor with the dash out than it is with the dash in. So I got my VST, and we're going to run the codes on it and run the blend doors and see what we got. And here are the 4 codes. It's 1 code, 2 code, 3 code, 4 code. Outside temp sensor. Interesting. So that 1 code, recycle motor position sensor. Air distribution motor. None of these are the temp sensors. Recycle motor. Active too long. I'm gonna run and look at these, see if these things move. So it says the left knob temp is at 22 degrees. Let me move it up, see if it goes up. It goes up. So the knob works. Goes down. Knob is on vent. It's on defrost. It's on auto. Fan is on. Fan is off. Fan is on auto. Right temp knob. So the control unit appears to be working. The blend door motors are also working because they are communicating their position back to the scanner. Recycle shutter 2%. I'm going to put the recycle on. Alright, recycle's on. Now we're going to fresh. And I see the arm moving in there. That arm back there is moving. I'm going to push it back. It's still moving. See it? That's working. I might just need to clear that code. Mode shutter, defrost shutter, 13%. I'm going to put this on defrost. See if that moves to some other percent. It's starting to move. trying to see if I can feel it come up on the windshield. It's moving slow if it's moving. And I'm starting to get some air blowing up here on the windshield. That's good. I'm going to take that back to face vent. Actually, I'm going to take it down to floor. Passenger temp shutter. Oh, this driver temp shutter, passenger temp shutter. All right, let me take these down to cold. All the way full cold. Oh, they act like they went to full cold. And they both feel cool. Well, the car is cool. I'm going to take them to hot, see if they say they go to hot. They seem to change airflow function, so they may be working. Cabin temp, ECC temp, outside temp. Fan knob max, yep. That should be 50%. It just says on. Alright, so let's see if I could read and clear codes. Well, it read codes, it cleared codes, it went through all of those movements that I set it through, so hopefully I don't have any problems with these motors and stuff, because it doesn't appear to. Sometimes it just needs to be hooked up to a scanner to resynchronize, and maybe that's what happens. So I can read the codes one more time. No codes. Let's check the SRS, see what it's saying about the airbag. Because this car has an SRS light. 3 codes. Driver's airbag, passenger's airbag, SRS warning lamp. Just maybe somebody disconnected these things without disconnecting the battery. Alright. Try to read again. 1 code. Passenger airbag. So I'll see if that's disconnected. Alright, I'm out. The first dash screw is almost out. Second one seems tight. Third one seems tight. Fourth one seems tight. So let's remove these and we should be able to pull that dash out. Well, the airbag over here was not plugged in, so that's probably our airbag error message. Something over here is going on. I don't know what this is. He had a security system installed on this, and this is something Volvo. I don't know what this is, but we had a hard time starting this car one time because of some security system wiring. But let's see if we can pull this dash out. Looks like this dash has been out before. I'm not sure if I had it out or somebody else had it out, but it's been out before. So let's see if we can figure out. Somebody put an extra bolt in this, so we couldn't get this out. So I'm gonna pull the dash out with the top on it. I got this dash out, and whew, it was a job. This wire got hung up, some kind of ground wire, because this wasn't too tight, but this was over tight. I had jump over the shifter and There was a wire hooked up with all the security stuff that I had to cut loose because it was in the harness, that green yellow wire there. And somebody had repaired this dash, but every mount that they repaired is trash. And this is what's left here. So I don't know. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they bought these from somewhere or what these wraparound things were. But the problem with these mounts is this piece breaking out. So if you don't wrap something around that piece, is what I do, it's all in vain. So we got 2 busted mounts there, a busted mount here. That's 3 busted mounts. And this one is the only one that had the wraparound metal support the way I kind of like it. I will say this. This dash has some kind of modification across this piece here. There's a additional piece laid on here that goes all the way across. It's, well, heck, I thought it was. It looks like it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the original dash. Usually this piece is all busted up, but I thought this was some piece that was laid over. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But that piece is usually cracked and it's in good shape. The cap in the middle over the alarm thing is missing, but anyway, let me keep going because I got to get the evaporator out. And man, so much of this stuff is busted up. I'm going to try to epoxy what I can in here. And I got to get this out because somebody put an extra bolt in here, so I don't even know how I'm going to get that. I guess I'm going to take that out, take the whole thing out, and try to work in here some kind of way to get this extra nut that somebody put in there, up in there somewhere. Then I could take this fan out and this sensor out here and look at the evaporator, see if it's cruddy, leaking, etc. Alright, so let me keep moving. Looking at these AC components with the blue light, we got a little bit of freon leaking up around the front of the compressor. You can see the fluorescent around the service port, lets you know what the fluorescent looks like. We got a little bit of freon leakage on the back of the compressor, very little. Under here, we got a little bit of freon leakage at this port right there. Under this compressor, back under there, you see a little bit of freon leakage. Can't really see it with, there it is. See that lighting up? That's probably coming off the compressor. I think most of this freon leakage is the compressor leaking, seeping out of the seals of the compressor. And we got a little bit of freon leakage on this side of the condenser. Just a little bit, but this thing is actually bent. It's like this line caught something and pulled down and away from the condenser. So, a little bit of leakage there. I haven't seen enough leakage under this or around this AC components, but the system's empty. And I see a little bit of freon leakage in this coil. So we're going to replace this coil. All that green glow is leakage. So I hope this is where the primary leakage is, but I don't know for sure. And we had a wire kind of loose on the compressor, but I might want to try to get those connections to the condenser sealed up better. That evaporator is leaking, man. It's not leaking that much. To me, there's evidence that that evaporator has been replaced, because all of these wires that are normally zip tied to this box are not zip tied to this box. So I'm going to remove these two pipes right there. That'll let this fall down. I'm going to move this amp out of the way here. I'm going to pinch off the heater core lines, disconnect the heater core from the pipe down here so that that heater core doesn't leak, and don't want to damage none of that firewall junction, none of that stuff. Go ahead and, heck, I might even pull that heater core just to get it out of the way. I don't want it in the way and damaging those lines to that firewall junction. And then I'm gonna pull these 4 bolts to drop this in here after I disconnect those lines out there. So let me pull these, pinch off the heater lines, disconnect the heater core, and then work on the stuff out there. I got these 2 lines loose. I used the blue on this passenger side, and I used the black on the driver's side. Man, it was hard getting this one in there to get that loose. But before I did that, I took that T6 out of there, and I went to take that 10 millimeter out of there, and that thing broke off in the bracket. So I'm gonna try to pull that bracket down and get that out of there. I heated that T6 up with MAP gas, and I heated that 10 millimeter up with MAP gas, but that didn't matter. So I got these loose, got the brackets off the sides. Now I'm gonna pull these 4 12 millimeter bolts out. I guess I should take those mount pieces out so they don't fall down and get lost. You don't need to take that out. That's a guide, but somebody took it out and lost it before me. So let me pull this down. I got some more of the wire harness taken loose. Wire harness unplugged from a couple things so I can get this box to drop down. And I got the heater core loose. Somebody had a super long screw in the bottom of that thing. I need to find the right size for that. So let's see if we can get this pulled in so we can get this evaporator out. I forgot to unwrap this duct thing from the frame of the car out there. So it was hard to get it to come in and fall down. So now I'm wrestling with, I don't know what kind of wire, what this wire is, but it's in the harness, so it's something that's supposed to be there. And man, this is a lot of stuff here. I don't think I have to unplug this. This doesn't seem to be in the way. So let me try to get this to tilt in a little more. I'm hanging off of something over here. I'm rocking. Let me figure this out. Here it is, folks. I got it in my hand, and all this stuff is out. This thing has very little glow on it from the black light. I kind of think it may have been replaced before. This thing looks so good. I'm going to write a date on the side of mine with my marker. But if this is original, man, I'm surprised. But it may be. It's clean from people having a cabin air filter probably. So let's get this stuff off of this one and onto the replacement. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.